So, hello. Today I want to speak with you about something that is very cool, a new technology that you should consider using. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sync my microphones with this little clipper tool. And I never knew what they used those for. And one day I was told that they actually use them to create a sound spike in all your microphones so that you can sync the microphones with the various video that are being shot. And I'm going to be doing some screencasting here along with me being the entertainment. I'll be the entertainment today. And I want to talk to you about skip the phone call. And it's a technology that we've built in, and it's fascinating. It's going to change the way you prospect. If you really implement it properly, you're going to find that you're going to increase your number of calls. You're going to be more efficient. So let's just jump right in here and talk about it. And it's called the iVoiceCast technology. And I want to show you the why and the hows. And it's really cool. You'll be able to do prospecting without ever having to personally speak with anyone. Sounds like a big claim, but if you bear with me and watch how I'm going to illustrate this, give you all of the logical reasons why this is so much a must do. A little of my history. When I was selling real estate, I think I peaked out at about 175 deals with a small team, usually just a few agents working with me, and one administrator. Technology lets you leverage yourself today in such a way that you could probably do the same thing on your own today with the VoiceCast technology that I'm going to show you. It's really a marvel. I'm not exaggerating when I say this, and there are many great reasons today why you will benefit by implementing a voice technology. The VoiceCast technology it's really state of the art, and if you take a look at where technology has gone over the last decade and a half or so, cell phones, they used to be just a cell phone, and today they do everything. Cars drive on their own. So why shouldn't your prospecting be automated? You can literally automate your prospecting today in such a way that you'll be able to follow up with people without ever talking to them. And some of the big benefits are going to be when you're short on time. I mean, you must connect with people in about 10 minutes, right? If you're connecting with people in about 10 minutes, you're going to have them in front of the computer. That's huge. Now, if they're in front of the computer, their mind's in the game of looking at real estate. You are going to benefit by that in a very big way. They're not driving down the highway. They're not at the kids' ball game. They're not out for dinner with their other. There's just so many good reasons why this is going to benefit you. It'll benefit you because of your frame of mind. If you're in the right frame of mind when you call, that's wonderful. You can just knock off a phone call. But if you're in the wrong frame of mind because you're a little jittery or you're lazy or you're just not prepared, whatever it is, you're just not prepared, send off that voice text message. It's going to be marvels for you. And when you look at voice text messaging today, we look at, just to run through a few little ideas here. I mean, silent movies are gone because of voice. We listen to radio, we listen to video on our phones, we talk to people. Yes, we do text message, but when you're prospecting, you have to become that person in that life. And this is what we're going to show you today, about how to use voice, text, and video into your prospecting. This is a really, really big thing, and I hope you stick with this video and watch it to the end. I mean, an inconvenient situation. As I mentioned, you're out for dinner with your other. If I was out for dinner with my wife and I took off outside and got on the phone for 20 minutes, as realtors do, and I used to do that as a realtor, let's face it, you're going to make a huge commission when you connect with somebody. Well, there's times when you can't connect, but you should connect, and this is what this video is all about. You're burned out. It's 5 o'clock in the evening and you've got a 6 o'clock appointment, a text message comes in, you don't have any energy left, you're just drained. You're on the couch, you need a 20-minute power nap. Send off the voice text message. Efficiency. 4 or 5 calls coming out at the same time. You've got 3 things to do at once. You're cooking dinner, you're feeding the kids, you're helping them with homework, you're doing whatever. Text message comes in. It's just not the right time. Bing, you send off a voice text message. Call screeners. You should follow up 3 times on a person. Right away within 10 minutes. They may be on the phone with somebody else, so you try a half hour later. They may be at work, we don't know. Or they may be in an inconvenient situation. You try a few hours later. If they're screening you, voice message. They're going to hear your voice, and more on the voice message, more on the script. This is about templating your scripts. You're on holidays. Everybody deserves a holiday. Now, what are you going to do when you're on holidays? You give your work up at 25% a pop, but you do know that most buyers are not going to connect into being a buyer right away in days anyway. Yeah, sure, some will. Some won't. When people are on holidays, they deserve a total break. Don't want to get on the phone, don't want to do my prospecting calls. Now, I've been in Mexico speaking, and I've known guys to be on the beach doing their prospecting. But they were at a referral event. So they were still sort of working. However, they had kids and wives and family there. I would just use the voice text technology. This is really, really big. I'm telling you, this is huge. It's about sending SMS text messages and MMS. And MMS is the acronym they use for sending off voice or video or picture messages. So that's what this is about. And creating templates. This is the biggest, best thing that you can do. You create 3 or 4 templates. It's much like buying a record album. I'm dating myself, but you're listening to your favorite singer. You're watching a movie, and they had to do 10 cuts to replay that movie, to replay that scene. Many famous artists would sing songs again and again and again and again to nail it. Chris Rock said he would go to 200 events before he did an HBO Live. That is huge. You now can practice your script, nail your script, and send out the perfect voice every time. Creating automations. You can build this in, literally, you have a couple automated voice messages going out so they don't trip you up. You don't want to be tripped up on this, do you? If you're tripped up on this, I mean, if you send out a voice message and it doesn't match what your follow-up is, that's not good either. So when you understand your pattern of follow-up and you know when things are going out, or you manually hit a button and send off a message, this is big. You can send broadcasts. You're doing an event for the weekend and you want everybody to know. Let's see, what's a good example? You rent a movie theater. You're bringing in all of the people into the movie theater and you want to send off a blast a couple hours beforehand to remind people. Good idea, right? You're sending messages to remind people, to talk to people, to relate to people. Big stuff. Slide Broadcast is another system that I checked into. We built it into our Lead Booker CRM. We built it in and we found out it did not work properly, and it was 10 cents a message. It's a lot of money. So I looked at that, and more on this is how it didn't work properly. Now, others that I checked out, $35 was a minimum to send off. You could send out 1 message or 2,000 messages. It was $35. Well, that's not going to work either. So I had to pan them. We did a lot of research on this. So we built our own, called it iVoiceCast, iVoiceCast.com. It's only 2 cents to send a voice message. It's about 1/2 penny or 3/4 penny to send a text message. It's pennies, literally. So it's so inexpensive to build a relationship with people and have it all tagged to your database and have it tagged so that if you have 5 people on a team, everybody works off 1 phone number and it syncs to the database. This is a marvel in technology. It truly is. And I checked out Slide Broadcast, and I don't want to knock another company. This isn't what this is about. I want to show you how I went through to be able to come to the conclusion that we had to build our own. As you see there, and I called in and I was having a hard time getting our technology to connect with one of the phone companies that we were testing it with. So I called in and I asked them, and you can see there's the answer, around 75%. There was the question. I'm going to go close near. What is your typical delivery rate or success rate? 75% was what they said. That is not good enough. I want it to be darn near 100%. So we're building our own, but we're doing it differently. You see, the other VoiceCast systems, what they do is they would call ringless. They would ring the other phone, and I've had it happen to me, and you go there, oh, it's gone, Then it would ring you back a second later, oh, geez, it's gone, and the next I get a text message. I don't like that. And so we had a couple people complain about it. We ran it maybe for a week, 2 weeks, tested it. We have some beta testers that like to do this stuff. Didn't satisfy us, so we built our own. Pretty cool. Now, I pulled up some information on the Canadian system. 90% of the system in Canada for cell phone systems are owned by 3 companies. Was it Rogers, Bell, and TELUS? So one of those companies was not accepting this when we were doing our tests. So that means at least 30% of the people in Canada would not get the tests. They would not get your message, so we panned it and built our own. Do what I'm going to teach you, sending off text messages, text voice messages, email, voicemail, They will reach out to you. And how I came into learn about this, it was just with email. We had a client who was an agent, a team leader. She was a management leader. She was telling me how and I was saying you had to follow up in 10 minutes, and she said they had a client or an agent, pardon me, on the team. This agent was afraid of the telephone. She was timid, would not make the follow-up calls, so she started doing it with email. She would follow up with people with email, and when she followed up with email, she started putting together a deal a month. Now, this was a small team. They were only spending $5 a day, and they had 3 to 5 agents. I don't remember the right amount of agent that they had there, or the specific amount of agents. They had 3 to 5 agents. They were only giving her a lead every other day. So 15 leads a month, and with just email, she was converting. So you imagine when you put in voice and you put in video. And more on this, this is really cool stuff. I get excited about stuff when I sold real estate and I was doing my big deals. I was a master at finding something, a spot, something that was a sweet spot, the low-hanging fruit where I knew it would score big. You really do have to get on the phone and connect with people and answer those little nuanced questions. But as you go through this and you learn this system, you'll learn where you can put in your automations. And the automations are going to come out. For example, your first voice message, your first message is what I call the courtesy call. And you're reaching out to the individual, and you would just reach out, hey, it's James here, and I see that you visited one of our real estate websites, and I just want to reach out as a quick courtesy to see that you got the email that we sent you. Pretty cool. Now, that can be automated. I'm not going through that whole script, but you take that script, and you take 3 or 4 other scripts, and you build them into your automations or your manual sends. And this is where the success comes, because now they're hearing from you, they're seeing you, they're doing what is necessary. They're doing what is necessary to be able to figure out that you're a real live individual. This is going on in their mind all the time. You can't stop it. Are you the one? If they're looking for a real estate agent or looking for a home, pardon me, they are at the same time looking for a real estate agent. In the next video, I'm going to show you how this is done. And this is pretty cool because when I show you the scripting and I show you how to do this more, I'm trying to give you the idea behind all of this and why it's such a powerful method of being able to prospect, take you out of the loop. I'm going to show you how it's done. I have a gentleman right now who I've been working with for 5 or 6 years. He's moving to another city, so he's going to be on his own. He says, how can I dominate? It's actually kind of a village. And it's a beachfront village, and he wants to dominate that village. And he's asked me, okay, let's set up this entire system with the banner ads, the postal ads, the pay-per-click, and the follow-up system using the voice and the video. And as I say, if you have a face made for radio and a voice made for print, you won't have to worry about it because we'll get you a voiceover talent. Many people who are into the real estate game, you see, if you look at real estate, there's a large bubble of people that are going to make a move in the first 60 days. But 50% of all people who sign up on the internet make a move over 18 months. So some are coming in 60 days, some are going to come in 180, and so on, down the line. 50% of all people that sign up on the internet are never going to move. They're just curious about Joe down the road and what his house is listed at. So the system will screen all of those people out because you'll be able to tell by their activity if they're looking and where they're looking and how often they're looking. That part's all taken care of. So you build in other videos and other scripts for those people to converse with them and get them to come to you. By doing this, you literally can set the playing field so that they want to reach out to you. That's where we're going to make you money, and that's where we're going to make you successful. And that's really what I want to talk about on the next video. So skip the phone call. Consider this iVoiceCast technology, learning it, implementing it, and I promise you, I guarantee you, it'll help you list and sell more homes.